tried to split some wood yesterday. I was able to get it done. However, I had to use my body more than the arm. In other words, when I went to work the arm on the splitter, push it forward, I have to do this with my body or with my elbow. A couple of times I've done it like this, but I started to feel it. And then the same with it coming back. So I'm kind of using my forearm and holding the piece down with my forearm. And then when I had to pick it up, as long as this arm is down, I can put weight on it, as long as it's like this. So I was able to, use this arm to do most of it and just rest the log into this arm to get it up there. You deal with it, I mean, every now and then I catch it the wrong way, but, you got to do what you got to do. All right, now, here's what I have. I got that. Now, I think I said that already. What I'd like to do, but I don't think, you know what, it's just not going to look right. Because I haven't got the colors. That's the problem. And again, I don't want it to look like crap. See, if I had enough vinyl, I'm running low. If I'm going to putz around like this, I'm probably going to have to order some more. If I had enough to work with, as far as a color that I can think about, I would just vinyl the whole board and then put the lettering over it. Now, even that, I'm not crazy about, because it's not red and it's not orange. So it's a tough one to call at this point, because again, I don't want it to look circusy. I'd rather had a dark red, a dark black, yeah, there you go, a dark red or black, a dark color, and a vinyl, or like a white, and then I could have done this dark. You follow me? But I just don't care for the way that the colors are fitting here. I think I'm going to do it this way. It's about the same either way, but I don't need a whole lot of material hanging around here. Let me see, what do we have? Probably 24 by 24. Did I cut it at that? 24 by 22. All right, so we're going to use it this way. Okay, so let me get a little bit of a marker. Marker. I want my black. Where's my black? Here it is. Come on. I see you. You're right there, you little dirty bird. So if that's 22, we're going to go 11. I just want to put a little mark right there, just to kind of let me know where I'm at. Now we're going to measure this from letter to letter, from the outer of each. And I want to see what I come up with, and within reason. Okay, so that's 14. So half of 14 would be 7. So let me put half of 14 would be 7. So that's going to be right about there. So when I pull this off, this should go there. Now the next thing is I want to make sure that I'm somewhat straight. So let's see, how far down do I want to start? Let me come down 2 inches. So we'll do 2. I'm just giving myself a couple of marks because I didn't measure any of the other ones, so 2. So what this is hopefully going to do is when I peel this off, I'm going to take the taller of the letters and put the top of the tall letter on the white line, or the black line that I just put there, or the black marks. Let me get this out of the way. Where? Oh, here it is. I gotta stop moving this thing from one side to the other. I do. Okay, so now, just maybe a little striagnus, because I can't get my belly over that thing enough to see. So I say when you peel this off, this comes off on the transfer paper. So now, If this was a piece of metal or something like that, or fiberglass, I would actually think about, okay, now that line has got to go there. I would actually think about, luckily I have time to work with this. I'm going to have to put a little line across the whole thing here, just to give myself an idea of what we have. Because I didn't mark it in the right spots for the, what you call it. So we're going to go right about there. I mean, as many as the taller fronts that I have there are there. They weren't tall enough where I needed them to be. So again, this middle mark next to the R is going to go there, right there, and that B is going to go right there. And then we're going to come down. Got to turn just a little bit. Hold on, let's see what's going on here. Let's go with the mark and the R. And the D and the B. Okay. So now we know that's straight. Now I can clean all this down later with a little spray, soap, water, but it's not going to bother the vinyl too much. I'm hoping that this vinyl is okay, because if the vinyl gets old, it's not going to want to stick to the board when I peel off the transfer. Yeah, this is the transfer paper on there. Sometimes it's like I said, it's like a milky white. It's somewhat transparent, but it's not. So let's see now. Now again, when I pull this back, I want to pull it down, and I'm going to have to follow each one of these letters to make sure it stays. So let me get my gizmo over here that I forgot. Here we go. Okay. So when I pull these back, I want to make sure that it doesn't pull the letters off, only because, like I say, we're working with old vinyl here. I mean, once I get them on there and I get them in the sun, they'll be okay. They'll last as long. Okay, can you do something for me real quick? I'd say, listen, if you want to pick from what I have, and if you're not going to keep it out there for long, fine, I'll give you a good deal on it. But I want you to know that I really don't trust it, because even though it hasn't been out, it's still been around for a while. And sometimes it will lose its stickiness. Now that black line is probably, oh, okay, good. I'm going to say it's probably not going to come off with the first time, but it did. And I'm not going to do this a lot right now. I just want to get some of it off. Now I do have a roller, a hard rubber roller, so if I wanted to roll over this, I could. See, this is a little dirty. I really wouldn't want to use this one. You're going to find that you're going to have dirty ones and clean ones. And when you're doing the work on a sign, like light colors, you want to make sure you use somewhat of a clean one. The worst thing of the whole thing is you do the sign and you look at it over and over and over again, and you're paying attention to what the hell you're doing, that you fail to see that you may have misspelled something. That can be an issue. Okay, so we want this one here. I think that'll be a good hit for it. So Let me get out the tape measure again. I normally don't use the tape measure. I have a little steel one that I use, but because I painted this, I don't want to start putting steel all over it. Okay, so from here to here, we're bottom to top, we are almost 3/4. So I think I want to go about 1 inch. Let me see. If I go from there to there, where's that going to put me? Let's see here. Take the tallest letter just for now, just to see. With all the upper sides, let's put it that way. We don't want to go by the small one, we want to go by the tallest of the bunch. So the D, the H, so on. Okay, so that's 1 inch. I think 1 inch will do it. Okay. So let's come down. Again, we got to do center, which is, what was it? 11. Alright. Now I want to come down. I'm going to come down 1 inch and 1/8. You know what? 1 1/4 inches. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. You know what I got? Hold on. I think I still. Yes, I think I do. Like that 48-inch rule that I have. Now, as I was saying earlier, if I was working with fiberglass, for instance, and I'm working with fresh vinyl, I'm working on the back of a boat. The boat's hot. It's hot out. The sun's beating on it. The vinyl's fresh. Once I take this bottom off, I got to worry about it because the littlest stick is going to stick that. And if I'm off by a hair, it's going to be off. So what I would do is I'd mist this with a lightly sud water, like a teaspoon of water, to like a quart, maybe even a couple quarts. You don't need a lot. And I would just mist it. And that would allow me to put this on here and move it around to get it to where I need it. And squeegee, when I squeegee, everything would come off. Okay, so here we are, 20 inches, so let's go 10, 10, 10, 10. The same with metal, cars, trucks, vans, big pieces. Hey, how you doing, Jen? How you doing, girl? How you doing? Okay. Okay. Don't want a hair getting caught up under a letter. Okay, so we're going to peel this off and take it easy. Don't go crazy with it. Never assume that the vinyl's going to stay. Assume the worst. Okay. Now let me get back over here. And seeing that the P and the D. No, wait a minute. We're looking at the H. The H and the ampersand and the D and part of the P. Okay. Now, even with me waiting for this paint to dry, I still made sure I let it go overnight because it's like masking tape. You know, you paint and then you go to peel it off and it takes the paint with it. Luckily this isn't quite that sticky, but it can take off more than you want. Okay, so let me get over here now, start pulling this back. Let me get this piece. Pull it back, not up. Pay attention to some of this stuff. And we'll just say I lose a letter doing this, because sometimes not only will it lift it, but it'll rip it. Well, then I can just go to that sheet and see if I have another letter. So I can just take that letter right out of there and put another one in. Okay. Now that may look crooked to you, but it really isn't. However, if it starts to look much crookeder than what it looks crooked to me, but I know, see the I, that's the high part. The I matches the H. You follow me? The T, it's a little shorter, which is right there. The ampersand, so the measurements were right, so finish it off before you start making changes. It's not a big deal. Let me do it. Oh, here it is. I wonder if I can use this. It's a lot easier. Yeah, okay. Now what I may do is, like I was telling you, I want to put the polyurethane on it. Before I do that, I'm going to take that bad piece that I had once I'm done here, and I'll see how the polyurethane acts towards it to see how it's going to come out. It has a bubble system on it, so I put it in first. Plus on the inside, it has the you can use my stuff because it's easier to stay holding everything. We bought that in our smaller boat. Use it even bigger. It has some right. No, it's sort of 60 amps. Which is great because, like I said, it was 300 meters used. And it's old, but it's also in there. And a 100 charger, no battery bank. And a 6 battery charger. That's what I do. We're going to cycle. Okay, so I'm like F and S. And that P. Okay, S, F, and P. Now, the bottom, you can lay on 4% out because you do it, you're going to be able to take it in there. Just one like this, you got the center, probably that's fine. If I had a hole, I just have, bring it out, and start it down, and hold it, and make sure that I get it more. But yeah, it's right way, everybody. Whatever way works best for you is the right way to do that. Now, this, and this. Okay, so, right. Everything's cold with that light. Everything's cold out here. This is probably the better light on the sun. But still, tedious. I had to do a couple of wrinkles. Ear gets wet. It's like I'm pushing the water out, or whatever's in there. In this case, medicine. Huh. You okay? What you want? I know. You want mommy, don't you? Yeah, you do. Yeah, you mommy's boy? Yeah. Yeah. I guess when it snows, Daddy's gonna have to do most of his stuff inside when Mommy's working. Yeah? What's your sister barking at? Everything. Huh? Tell her. Say, you bark at everything.